If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today we focus on Gervonta "Tank" Davis as he enters his second week of training for the fight with Jake Paul. The excitement around this matchup has been strong, and with Davis now settled into camp, his approach is becoming clear. This fight represents a challenge, a statement, and a stage he wants to claim as his own.
You know how good you are, but it's still like, what can he bring to the table that, you know? He might bring you something like crazy, like that night, or you might be off. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a love-hate for the sport, but it's cool.
In this second week of training, on the pads with his trainers, Gervonta Davis is honing precision, speed, and fluidity. Muscle memory is developed for fight night by practicing each combo until it seems natural. Because the mitts mimic incoming blows and need fast reactions, this piece combines attacking inventiveness with defensive acuity. Against Jake Paul, Tank uses pad work to sharpen accuracy, ensuring every opening can be exploited. The workouts also focus on confidence and rhythm because he knows that his power and timing are flawless. Davis prepares his weaponry for the spotlight by refining technique on the pads, which transforms strategy into instinct. For Tank Davis, the second week of training signals a shift in focus as rhythm begins to take shape. The opening week clears away rust and gets the body moving, but the second week sharpens intent. Tank views the upcoming fight as a test of both strength and mindset. He depends on composure and discipline, but Paul thrives on noise, attention, and pressure. Each session in camp develops clarity and confidence, building steady momentum. By this point, Davis is purposefully preparing his body and mind to face the task when the bell rings.
We did how many rounds? We probably did at least 83.
Yeah, but you in the back for about 8 too.
Yeah.
That's good. You're not in bad shape.
Yeah. This guy pick up my right.
In the training, sparring remains the closest simulation of fight night. In the ring with training partners, Gervonta Davis refines his timing, distance, and reactions. Every round teaches adjustments, whether it's slipping punches, finding counters, or working angles. Sparring also sharpens his mental focus, forcing him to think under pressure. Gervonta knows how crucial it is to maintain control while taking on a confident and powerful opponent like Jake. Strategies are tested, honed, and established during these sessions. Before entering the actual bout, Davis wants to feel as though he has seen every potential look at the end of training camp.
Oh, stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning, step around. Keep turning.
From the outside, this fight looks like a clash of styles. A seasoned boxer with elite experience against a social media star who built momentum by surprising critics. However, Tank Davis has a definite opinion. This game serves as a test, a job, and a step towards more ambitious objectives. He views Jake Paul as a genuine challenge rather than a diversion. That earnestness is evident in training camp, when every action is guided by discipline and laser-like intensity. When the spotlight is shining brightest, Davis wants to silence doubts, remind supporters of his talent, and establish himself as one of the best boxers.
Yo, good luck on your next fight. I want to be there.
We talked about that.
You said I could be there, Coach. I'm looking forward to y'all. Y'all hear the coach? Y'all hear the coach? Coach said I could be at Tank's next fight, so I could watch Tank live with my own eyes, knocking motherfuckers out. Yeah, G, Tank gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Furthermore, outside the ring, strength and conditioning pushed Gervonta Davis beyond boxing skills. These workouts build stamina, explosiveness, and durability, ensuring he can maintain peak performance deep into the later rounds. Every activity, including weightlifting, endurance drills, and sprints, is intended to speed up his body's reaction and recovery. Tank is aware that conditioning could be a significant advantage when facing Paul, who is larger and stronger by nature. He gains confidence that he can control the fight's pace and intensity without losing rhythm or sharpness thanks to these exercises, which strengthen the engine that drives his technique. Importantly, teamwork is a key theme in Davis's second training week. While he is the one who steps into the ring, no fighter reaches that stage alone. Surrounding him is a circle that pushes him to stay sharp, disciplined, and centered on the larger goal. At this stage, trust is the foundation of teamwork. The goal of each practice, modification, and piece of advice is to have Gervonta ready to provide his best effort. The power of that link is demonstrated in week 2 as the camp moves forward via unity and a deeper grind.
So you're not worried about his power or his height or anything like that?
Not at all. Not at all. It's three ways you can skin a cat, you know what I mean? But I believe in my youngin', always believe in all my youngins, you know what I'm saying? But him, he's our forefront youngin', you know what I'm saying? It gives everybody else hope. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing that you can't do if you don't put your mind to it.
Moreover, what's at stake for Tank Davis goes well beyond adding a win to his record. This fight is about strengthening his reputation as one of boxing's most respected figures, while reaching an audience that extends outside the sport's core fans. Defeating Jake Paul connects him with viewers who may be seeing him for the first time, offering a chance to showcase his skill and power. In the competitive world of today, visibility is power. For Tank, winning entails honor, legacy, opportunity, and the potential to land bigger bouts, more earnings, and a more powerful say in the direction of the sport.
We know that Jake is much bigger than me and things like that, but we just gotta be smart when we get in there, and that's when my experience gonna play a big factor, you know. So I can't really say too much right now. I don't want to say too much, but I definitely want to, you know, put on a great show come November the 14th and make sure that I, you know, show him what I'm about.
Additionally, in this second week training, the heavy bag is where Gervonta Davis builds power and rhythm. Every blow has purpose, honing timing and testing stamina. Learning how to keep up pressure round after round is more important to Tank than simply making strong strokes. The bag turns into a test of perseverance, self-control, and fortitude. He learns to maintain his mental acuity even as fatigue sets in with each session. Davis is conscious that having the ability to manage tempo and apply steady power could be critical while facing Jake, who frequently thrives on forcing exchanges. Every day, that foundation is chiseled into the heavy bag. Overall, week 2 of training shows Gervonta Davis building the foundation for one of the year's big fights. His focus is sharpening, his mindset is steady, and his goals are clear. Surrounded by a trusted team, he approaches camp with full seriousness, knowing how much a victory could shape his future. As training continues, each week will reveal new layers of his preparation. But from what we see now, Davis is locked in, motivated, and determined to remind the boxing world why his name still commands respect and carries weight across the sport. Going ahead, it is also important to know that Jake Paul has also started his training for his fight against Gervonta Tank, and his approach shows how serious he is about this moment in his career. He sees this fight as a huge test, one that can show the world he is not just chasing attention, but working to earn respect inside the ring. His focus is also sharp, and he has made it clear that distractions will not take him away from his goal. Jake wants to display that he is serious about boxing and that he is capable of facing a fighter with Davis's background and skill set. Although he is aware that the task is difficult, he embraces it since he thinks that only by overcoming the most difficult obstacles can one truly progress. This match is another example of Jake's risk-taking mentality, which has been a cornerstone of his career. He also views winning as a chance to alter the way that people discuss him, to move the focus from his past to his development as a fighter. He believes that defeating Davis would elevate him to a new level and illustrate the significance of his years of devotion and hard work.
The last fight I had was the end of chapter 1. This is the beginning of chapter 2, and I'm only 28 years old. I have a lot more to prove, and once I beat this guy, more people will shut up. But at the end of the day, I'm really still just getting warmed up in the sport, and I'm going to show how good I am. You know, this is a top 10 pound for pound fighter that I'm going to outbox. And truly, when people run back to this press conference, all the shit talk, all the fun, they're gonna be like, wow, this kid really is doing something monumental in the sport, and he's actually insane boxer. And I'm gonna show that this guy who's been doing it his whole life has been doing it wrong his whole life.
Furthermore, he is not chasing easy wins or quick praise. He wants to prove himself on the biggest stage against the strongest opponents. The aim of every step he takes in his daily routine and every day in camp is the same: to enter the ring with complete faith in himself and exit with his hand raised. In boxing, respect is earned via performance rather than words, and Jake knows that this fight is an occasion to show off his abilities in the most obvious manner. He is prepared with the conviction that he can defeat Davis, maintain composure under duress, and endure a difficult battle. Considering all the things, according to Jake, the contest is about mentality, willpower, and displaying bravery in front of the world. A victory against Gervonta would be the pinnacle of his career and would make it quite evident that his boxing career is about making history. In light of this, he also keeps up his intense training, prepared to give it his all in the most major combat of his life. Further delving into this fight, let's explore what pros have said about this. First of all, Aries Spears reacted angrily to the fight, expressing his disappointment with the matchup. He strongly criticized the decision, saying that fights like this should never happen because they damage the integrity of the sport. He claims that these discrepancies only serve to alienate devoted followers and reduce enthusiasm for boxing. Spears notably cited the fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul, describing it as a major mistake on the part of the organizers. He argued that the fight lacks competitiveness and predicted it would not last long. He believes that the fight will end swiftly with a knockout, most likely in the third round.
Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fight.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke, that fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. as a boxing fan to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
Another important figure, Chael Sonnen, while discussing the upcoming fight, highlighted that this is the first time people are genuinely expecting Jake Paul to secure a victory in one of his matchups. Such anticipation has never been seen before, he said, and he largely ascribed it to Jake's considerable size advantage over Tank Davis. Sonnen went on to say that his high level of competition has given him invaluable knowledge and taught him exactly what it takes to be successful in the ring. He highlighted Paul's tremendous confidence, saying it may help him defeat Gervonta, and he said he believes a victory on November 14th is genuinely achievable.
Jake has never done a fight where the public thought he was going to win. And how will he respond? I mean, I just share that with you. Like it's an interesting thing, and Jake's even got to ask himself it. You got to keep yourself in the best frame of mind for success. And over time of competing, you start to learn, hey, I do well with this, I don't do well with this. And confidence is one of them. People will always tell you you've got to be confident and you've got to believe.
In addition, Roy Jones Jr., in his analysis of the exhibition match, expressed concern about the direction boxing has taken. Despite being classified as an exhibition, he stated that this fight is nonetheless unfair and represents concerns in the sport. He claims that money, not tradition, is what motivates boxing nowadays. He clarified that fighters such as Gervonta are no longer concerned with leaving a lasting legacy or motivating the next generation. Rather than leaving a legacy, the sport now places more emphasis on accumulating income over the span of a career. Jones added that modern fighters frequently pick greater compensation over actual competition.
So y'all don't want to put me on the air because y'all know I'm not going to be for that. I'm going to argue against it, which is cool. I'm not mad about it. I'm cool with that because I am going to stand on my two when it comes to me talking about me being a world champ. I want to be like Muhammad Ali. You understand me? I'm not gonna lie about it. I can't tell you nothing, no difference. I want to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the bag.
In short, as Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis get ready for an exciting bout, the boxing world is in a frenzy. This matchup is viewed as the ideal recipe for entertainment by certain members of the community, while others are not happy with the idea. The excitement around the bout has already increased as fans on both sides have begun to share their predictions. While Paul's supporters contend that his size and strength will give him the advantage on fight night, Davis's supporters think his ability and experience will enable him to overwhelm Jake. The event is made even more significant by this collision of styles and viewpoints. In the end, thanks for tuning in, fight fans. Now we want to hear from you. How do you see this matchup playing out? Will Gervonta Davis use his experience and skill to take control, or does Jake Paul have another surprise ready for the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the debate. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed the breakdown and share this video with other boxing fans. Also subscribe so you never miss future updates, analysis, and behind the scenes coverage of this fight.